What's good, people? It's Ocean here. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 23 and we've got LLB on. He's a beat maker, he's a producer, he's a YouTuber, and he has a unique perspective. His content is a bit different from just like the typical making a beat videos. He talks a lot more about how to sell beats online, the strategies behind it, ads, all that kind of stuff. Just a small caveat in this episode. For some reason, my microphone didn't pick up any of my audio. So the audio comes straight from my camera and you can definitely hear the lens going back and forth, squeaking. It's not the best, but it's still very audible. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. But nevertheless, enjoy this episode. Let's get into it.
Ocean gang go drown.
Yo, what's good, people? It's Ocean here. Welcome back to the Ocean podcast. Today, we've got a very special guest, LLB. What's good, LLB? How's everything?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Everything's all good here.
Good.
I know you're in Cyprus right now. I'm sure it's like mad hot and the weather's all nice and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it lasts like the summer starts in like back end of April and it's still going now. So like, you know, you kind of hit that part where you're like, you just can't be bothered anymore. Like last week, I think it hit 47 degrees Celsius, which is like
what?
Ridiculous.
That's way too high. That's ridiculous. How can you even function?
Yeah, you literally just can't do anything, man. Can't do anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's take it all the way back to the beginning. How you got into music? Okay. A young LLB coming up.
I mean, to be fair, like I didn't really get into music until probably I'd say uni. I always liked. Do you remember when Timbaland brought out the album Shock Value, like 2007 or whenever it was? Yeah. When he dropped that, I was like, I used to like listen to Timbaland non-stop, like watching him make beats and stuff. But I never knew like you could actually just get software and. Oh, hang on, is your video just gone? Oh no, there we go.
It was my phone, my bad.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so I was like, you know, obsessed with like his stuff, but I never knew that you could just pick up, you know, some recording software and make it yourself. And then I found FL Studio in like 2010, something like that, and just messed around with the demo, you know, like the stock sounds and all that. I didn't even know you could have a VST. I just used to play with the stock sounds. And then, got into it at uni, then just started making beats casually. And then one year, I think it was in the summer of my third year, came out to Cyprus to visit my girlfriend's parents, and they're both musicians. And then they asked like, "Oh, like you make beats?" I was like, "Yeah." And it's like they listened to them, and I was like, "You should sell these. Like, why didn't you sell these online and be like a freelance musician?" I was like, "Yeah, really? I didn't even know you could do it." So, yeah, I looked into it. Made some more beats, tried to send beats out, emails, Instagram, you know, literally just no idea what I was doing, but yeah, just figured it out, started the YouTube channel, and yeah, just now we're here today.
Yeah, just kept on going from there. So what, when you was in uni, was you doing any music stuff at all? Was it like a music degree at all or anything like that?
No, it was literally sport and exercise science, so like complete opposite end of the spectrum. Yeah, just play basketball in the lab, you know, experiments and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the beats just came out of nowhere, really.
I feel you. So what part of England are you from?
Lincolnshire. It's like,
I'm not gonna
literally
lie, I'm not sure where that is.
It's literally like, it's in like the East Midlands. There's like nothing there except for like farms, a couple of beaches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where are you from? London?
Farms, yeah, I'm from London. When you say farms,
right.
I'm literally picturing like Emmerdale or something like that.
Yeah,
like village or something.
Pretty much like that. Yeah, little villages and stuff. Yeah.
So you finished uni and then that's when you decided to go to Cyprus.
Yeah, well, so at first we went on holiday there. We went for like a month and just stayed at my girlfriend's parents, and then we was always planning to come back after that. So we came back and then moved to Leeds for a bit, and picked up some work there just in like a call center, and this is when I started doing YouTube. Was in just in Leeds, like 2017, I think, and we was living there for a while, and then out of the blue, we just got, my girlfriend's parents were like, "Why don't you just come and live here for a bit? Liam can do his music, and then my girlfriend can work on her like charity work and all that kind of stuff." So
yeah,
we just went, screw it, let's just do it and see what happens.
That's cool, man. Because I done something kind of similar, where for the most part of last year I was living in Spain, so it's kind of like it was a very different lifestyle, I guess, to living in England.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how come you moved to Spain anyway? I never knew why you moved out there.
Well, actually, my girlfriend at the time, she was Spanish, and I really was like eager to learn Spanish, like the language Spanish. So I was like, what better way to do it? Go to Spain, because I can at least I can do YouTube from anywhere. Go to Spain, try and like, I guess just try a different lifestyle, learn the language and that. To be honest, I didn't pick it up as much as I thought I was going to. I'm not fluent or anything like that. Like, I can understand it and everything, but
yeah,
it was good just to try something different, I guess. I enjoyed my time there. Like, sometimes I'm sitting here and I'm thinking like, damn, I kind of miss it sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
It's very different to here.
It is. It's like everyone seems more chilled abroad. I don't know what it is. It's just like a different vibe. Like, especially when it's hot.
Yeah, I guess they have... Yeah. It seems like there's almost like, how can I put this? A different value. Well, like here, people want to work, people want to hustle. And that's good as well. Yeah. But then in Spain, it's very more like, let's socialize, let's meet with friends, let's go for a beer, let's just sit in the street and chill.
Yeah, like
and
every
that's
night
good
here.
As well.
Yeah, exactly. Like every night here, like because we live like in the city now, like you can just hear people up and down in the street and sat in their on their porches and stuff, barbecues, everything. But it's like every night though. It's not like they do it once a weekend or like once a summer like people in like people in England do. But yeah, it's completely different.
For real. The only, I guess like there's always pros and cons to everything. The only thing that was different, like you could consider a con, is that I was in a really small town and there's literally nothing happening. Absolutely dead. Like it's nice and everything to chill, but nothing's happening. You can't really like do the music thing, if you know what I'm saying. You can do it online,
I totally understand.
You can't meet up with people and stuff like that. It's just not a thing. So how do you find it in Cyprus?
That's exactly it. Like, I came out, like we moved here in 2018. Yeah, 2018, and I was like, I'm just gonna get my head down with this music stuff. Just really try and go for it. But like, the thing you don't realize is that when you start to get a bit of traction, like, and people want to start meeting up, and like whenever I'm speaking to someone like from the UK or in the States, but I'm probably not going to be able to do it in the States, but people are like, where do you live? Like, we can meet up. I'm like, I live in Cyprus. And they're like, I thought you lived in the UK, or I thought you lived like here. It's like, that's happened so often, and it's like,
I feel you on that one. That happened a lot.
That's the biggest like negative. But besides that, like moving here is just giving me like so much time just to focus on this and just do everything, it geared towards this. 100%, man. Yeah. So
you said you started your YouTube channel in 2017.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 2017. It was in the winter of 2017. And actually, just before I go into that, I remember I made a video like a couple of months ago talking about like having to upload lots of videos before you get any like kind of traction. And I thought, I'm gonna check you out, because I know I had an idea. I thought for some reason that you started around the same time. And when did you start? Was it 2017?
Yeah, well? 2000. Well, I uploaded my first video April 2017, but then I took it seriously from October, November 2017. That's when I started uploading regularly. So around that time, officially, I guess you could say. Yeah.
So I looked at it, and because like, so basically we've been doing this like around the same amount of time then, right? Mm-hmm. Is that right? Yeah. So I checked yours, and you've got like 300, like basically double the amount of videos that I had, because I was like really on and off with it. I didn't know if it was going to work, or like I didn't know what type of content to post. I was trying lots of different stuff, but nothing was really popping off. And then I checked yours and I was like, yeah, I need to do some more work. Like, you've been uploading like every other day for like 2 or 3 years straight. I was like, damn it, I need to do some more work.
Did you start off doing type beats, or did you just do like straight up content from the beginning, like beat making videos and stuff?
I started doing type beats, but like I looked back at it the other day, and like the beats were trash, number one, and like the artwork was trash, the SEO, everything was trash. I was trying to target like Drake type beat and like
I think that's like where we all kind of start from, man.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was uploading type beats for a while, I was literally just like ripping Cash Money APs like Simpson style.
Yeah. So
just titling the shit, anything, man.
Google type beat cartoon artwork or something, and then just copy and paste whatever picture. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did that. I did type beats for a little while, and then okay, so I was doing the type beats, and then I got this advert on Instagram from I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Jump Cut Academy.
Oh yeah. I've heard of it before.
So I was like just starting YouTube, and this ad popped up, and the guy was like, "We've got a free YouTube training course." So I checked it out, and then they're really good. They're really persuasive with how like like the real like salesy. They use the right words and stuff. And obviously I wanted to do well at YouTube, so I was like, do you know what? He's pitched me this full course. You watch the free stuff, and then they pitch you the full course. So I looked at the full course, and it was like $1,000.
Yeah.
I can't afford that. But I was like, okay, right. Me and my girlfriend will just go halves on it, and she was going to try and do her thing on YouTube as well. So we just went for it, and then did that, and then I was like, right, I'm going to follow all of this stuff. But the type of training for that was like based on vloggers like Logan Paul. Like you have to be like, hey guys, what's going on? Like shouty, and it was never something that I wanted to do, but I just kind of tried it. But that's what got me doing these videos. And then I realized that that's not what I wanted to do in terms of like the style of content. So luckily we got a refund for it, and then just pounded away at the producer stuff, tutorials and whatnot.
Yeah, I saw that same training. And you're right, man. Yeah. They know, they're really smart marketers. They know how to like push your buttons and get you on the emotions. Like, imagine your life once you have 20,000 subscribers. God. How you can do this and that. And I was close. I was close to getting it, because this was at the same time when I was like, I didn't have anything going on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like a video or two, but no traction whatsoever. But the price tag was a bit too much for me at that time, man.
You're smart. You're smart, man.
But I've heard mixed reviews of that course. Some people really like it. Some people, it's a lot of jargon, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I see how it can work, because like they put a lot of time into it. Like, there's loads of different influencers that they got on there giving advice and stuff. But what you don't realize until like later on down the line is that those people were in certain niches, and they basically just tell you to do what they did back when they started, and these guys started like 7-8 years ago. Yeah. So
it was a different game then.
Exactly. Yeah, it was completely different, and like it just felt a bit outdated. And this was like 3 years ago, so it still felt like times had moved on from the advice that were given.
Yeah, so. Definitely. I feel like platforms change so quickly, and especially like back then, you could try and gamify the algorithm a little bit, and it could probably work. But now, like, there's just no way that you can try and hack the algorithm or try and play it or whatever.
No, it's like, too smart.
Knows, no one knows. Even people who work at YouTube and at Google couldn't tell you exactly how to do it. All it comes down to is good content, and if you really want to get deep into it, like good thumbnails and good titles. But good content is the key. Really.
Content hands down, and like that's the thing. Like, there's so many tutorials on how to get subscribers and how to get followers and all that stuff, but if you do it for long enough, it all just boils down to like how good the videos are. It really
Yeah,
does.
100%.
And the consistency. Yeah, maybe like hitting the same sort of subject, which is what I've kind of figured out. Like people like to see the beat selling videos now, so I'm just pounding that keyword at the minute. But yeah, it's just a lot of content and a lot of good content. It's normally what works. Yeah,
for sure. So you started, and when was it when you decided, okay, I'm gonna go all in on this? I'm gonna start posting loads of videos and really start getting cracking.
It was probably when we moved to Cyprus. Like I was wanting to take it seriously when I was working in Leeds, but I only had enough time to do like one video per week, like what I thought was a good video. But so I started doing it properly when we moved to Cyprus, and then when the lockdown hit, I realized that I wasn't doing it properly. Like I wasn't putting enough time and energy into it because my upload schedule was like all over the place. I'd do like one video. I'd try and keep up like once every other day, and then 2 or 3 days would pass and I couldn't do it, or like it because we didn't have aircon up at the house, so it'd get too hot. I didn't want to burn the laptop.
Oh man, I know about that struggle, man. When your laptop overheats, do you know how much videos I've lost? Screen recordings I've lost because the laptop just overheats and that's it. Oh man,
that's the worst thing. It's the worst. Like beats, okay, but when you're filming a video, it's the most. That's
heartbreaking because. Don't even get me started, man.
No, I'm gonna get emotional on this podcast now. But yeah, so it was just all these things. We was living with we had 12 dogs up at the house where my girlfriend lives. So it was a lot of there's a lot of like daily stuff to do. And like I felt like I had to do it because they were letting us live at their house. So I was just like I need to make sure that we have there's nothing that I'm not being lazy and stuff. So I took care of all of that, and then it was either too hot, like when I say too hot, not too hot for me, like I can just sweat on camera and not deal with it, but it's just I don't want to break all my equipment. But then when just fast forwarding a bit, so when lockdown hit, and it was literally this year, so when lockdown hit, like February, March time, I think that's when we went into lockdown. I was like, right, from now on, every other day, and that's how I'm going to treat it. And I think I was at like 8,000 subs then, which took a long time to build. And then, but I think by this point you was already at like 100, maybe 200k. So I was like, I'm just going to do it every other day.
Around that,
So I just did it every other day since then, and it's gained way more traction now, and the content's got better, and everything sort of gets better from there.
Yeah, it's like a snowball effect. Once I find that for most people in the beginning, and definitely for me, when I started uploading videos, nothing for a very, very long time, then maybe one might do relatively well, but good for me. Maybe it got like 1,000 views and everything else was getting like 50 views. So then that kind of brings it to like a new level, and then it snowballs.
Yeah.
But it took a long time, man.
Yeah, it's tough. Like for me, because I've been so inconsistent. I feel like I've just made life difficult for myself. But I've had like 4 videos do fairly well. I don't know if you've seen this one, but I did one 2 years ago. 2 years ago? I can't remember. No, I can't remember. It was about 2 years ago, and I think the video was on this free auto-tune software that I'd found, and that's my best performing video. And the video is terrible. Like my friends came over to the house. It was more of like a vlog style video. So and the thumbnail that I did for it is like the red and green. One half of the screen's red, one's green. And best free auto-tune software. And everyone's clicking on that video expecting to see like a full blown tutorial and everything, but it's just me making a beat, and I used the auto-tune for like 30 seconds in the video. But that video blew up. It's got I think it's like 320k views now, which isn't like a huge amount, but it's big. It's a decent amount. But like all of my other videos that I thought would do well, like selling beats, like gems and all that kind of stuff, they all just flopped. yeah, it was demoralizing.
It's funny how that works because in fact, very, very rarely will I guess that a video is going to do well and it actually does well. It's just sometimes some hit and some don't. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that have popped off for me, I would have never have guessed would have popped off. It just did randomly. And oh man, let me tell you, I've got maybe when this was about a year ago, let's say, my biggest video at the time. It's the most embarrassing video because it popped off. It got like 100k views, which is really good for me. But this was this was early on. I want to say I filmed this in the beginning of 2018 and my quality wasn't there at all. And one morning, it was just one of those ones where I woke up, flipped on the camera and started making a video. But like I forgot to even wash my face and shit. So I literally got like bogey in my nose. And then like the first comment on that video is like boogers and it's got like so many likes. I'm like, fuck. Of all videos to pop off, this one had to pop off.
It's always the worst one, yeah. Always the worst one. So bad.
Yeah, man.
So bad.
I'm glad now like that one's buried down. Buried far away.
Yeah. You have to like pray. The thing is, you can't take them down because like it's gonna help. It's gonna help the channel. So so you just have to kind of deal with the hate. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. I had the same situation. I did a video on like selling beats on Instagram, and I had this. I couldn't do anything about it because it was on my nose. I had this massive spot. It was like I don't know. It was like 4 blind spots in the same place. It was huge. Yeah. I just couldn't do anything about it. So I just thought, screw it. I'm just gonna make the video and see what happens. But that one did fairly well. Yeah, bad stuff.
But one thing I noticed about your videos as well that I stumbled across is that you have really, really like a distinct style. Like it's got a mix of vlogging, but also you making beats and just talking about whatever's going on. How did you come to find your style, if that makes sense?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So it took a long time. I think I started doing that vlog mixture with like giving out advice and making beats and stuff. I did that about when the lockdown started, and if you look before that, a lot of the videos were really random. Like I'd do one of me just like a standard video of someone just chatting at the camera for 10 minutes, and then I'd do like a beat making tutorial on how to make like a gunner type beat, and then another random one. So it took me a while because I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to make and what would do well, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm sure you've been in the same situation. So when lockdown hit, I was like, right, I really want to make nice looking videos and well edited and day-to-day stuff, but I need people to watch the videos, so I need to put in like gems and like stuff that people don't really post on YouTube. So like I saw you had Prod by Jack on a few weeks ago, and he's like killing it with type beat tutorials, how to make a so and so type beat. You were killing it with the with what you're still doing now, like making certain types of beats, like the insane melodies and like the beautiful melodies and stuff like that. And there wasn't many people except for like DJ Payne doing the beat selling videos, but his videos are like just him on a podcast or like a live stream, and he's just sort of clipped it and put it into his YouTube. And so I just thought like I want to make a nice entertaining video but also put gems in. So that's when lockdown hit, I was like, right, I've got the time to do it now, so I'm just gonna hit it as hard as I can. And eventually it's starting to pay off now. So that's basically when I started to figure it out. Like start of lockdown.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. I didn't even ask you, like, how was that whole period for you? How was that whole lockdown period? Because I know obviously like you got more serious with YouTube after that, but do you feel like it affected you in any way or?
Yeah, I think so. It was tough. It was tough because it was actually quite hard at the house. Like I made it seem like it was fairly easy. I just had the time to put videos out, but there was 4 of us in one house, and we lived up in the mountains. So the internet's bit is like shocking that up there. It's like 0.7 upload speed, and that's with no one doing anything.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, make videos and upload them, and it basically no one else could do anything. So it was hard. That bit was hard, but it was okay. Like it was good to have all that time to do everything. That's definitely helped in terms of like being able to, clear my mindset about the whole YouTube stuff and, selling beats and placements and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it definitely helped. It definitely sort of cleared things, gave me a more of a clear mindset as to like, what I need to
like
do.
Focus down. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, definitely. How about you?
Honestly, like I was fortunate enough that it didn't really affect me too much, because literally, let's say the month before lockdown happened, it was almost as if I was in quarantine already. Like I never really left my house. I was pretty much doing the same thing every day, like making beats, making videos. I really wasn't going out that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So luckily, like it didn't really affect me. But all of a sudden lockdown happens and it's like, oh, now I want to go outside because you can't.
Yeah. Yeah, that freedom gets taken away, but you just want to do it over and over. Yeah, I know what you mean. We had to. I basically didn't leave the house for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then after that, we could text a number. You could do it before, but we just stayed in to be safe. But you could text the automated number, and then that would give you like 24 hours to go out and do shopping and get the essentials and stuff. So it wasn't too bad after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, I guess it was kind of a similar thing. It was just a time to focus and I guess reflect on everything and
yeah, definitely.
Really decide, like for me anyway, really decide what way I want to go. Because for a long time I had this, I wasn't like, obviously I'm always going to do YouTube and make content, but I wasn't sure like what's next. Where do I want to take it next? What do I want to do next? So it kind of just gave me that time to think about that.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask you actually, what because your style of videos, it's like beat related, isn't it? It's all like beat in terms of, it's not beat business. It's just the pure like art of making beats, like because I feel like with beats, it's always creative, but for my type of content, I feel like it's not going to run dry, but after a while I feel like I'm going to start running out of ideas. But yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, what would you say in terms of advice? Like, what advice could you give for like slight pivot in your YouTube channel? Because I feel like I'm going to have to do that at some point.
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm going through that stage right now, where I feel like, not that it's boring to me or anything like that, but I just feel like it's time for the next step. I always get this feeling when, all right, we've done this for a while now, let's push the boundaries a bit more. So I feel like I'm in that stage now. And the way how I've kind of did it before is honestly just slowly, little changes in the video.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, because eventually I want to get to almost like what you're doing, vlogging a bit more, talking a bit more, making beats always, but not just always just straight up making beats. Sometimes I want to have a video where I'm not even, maybe I'm not even making a beat. Maybe I'm just talking today because that's how I feel like. Yeah, maybe I might title a video, I've gone to Italy, just something random like that. And hopefully it bangs. But the way I want to get to that point and the way I think is the easiest is just to do it slowly, because I feel like when you have like such a sudden change in your content, it throws the audience off a bit. Like they kind of didn't sign up for that, and now you've just given them that. Now they're like, what? Yeah, I'm not interested in this.
Like, exactly what you mean.
Yeah, or even, I think that you're doing you're doing it already. You kind of title it like you're dropping gems in the video, but you're still having that kind of vlog around it as well.
Yeah.
So it's like introducing it.
I guess we're in a similar headspace with that, because it's like, that's, you want people to come back, but you want the content to be people to, watch it and, be interested in it. Because, that's the main thing. And making the vlog stuff is like, it's more fun to do because then you're more free to do anything. You can just make content about whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel 100%. Like the beat stuff is fun and everything, but at the same time, when you do it for so many times, there's only so much videos you can title like I made an insane blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like it starts to get.
I know exactly what I mean.
Old.
Yeah, same.
You wanna try something new.
It's like what like. How else can I tell someone to sell a beat today? You know, because there's lots of ways. Like, don't get me wrong, there's tons of different ways to do it. You know, and there's like the placement side of stuff, and there's sound kits, and selling. You know, you can sell anything as a musician, but yeah, it's like how many times and like how many different ways can you present that to people to help out the most.
And I also think with the vlogging stuff as well, I feel like there's more longevity in that, because if people are enjoying your vlogs, then that means that they're there for you and your brand, rather than if they're just coming for tutorials and beat making videos, then they're there specifically just for that content and they don't really care about you. So
yeah.
They may or may not return. They might not become a fan or a follower or whatever, but the vlogging will. That's where I think, even if it's not vlogging, but just not so tutorial based, even if you're just talking to your camera for a while, like
just
I think that's where it's at.
Anything. Yeah, definitely. It's like I mean, it's an old example, but like KSI, like he was like, did you ever used to watch him, by the way? Yeah,
I used to watch some like his old FIFA videos and that.
Back in the days, he was like doing FIFA non-stop, and then like I guess over time he started to pivot and do like different things, and now he literally just sits in front of a camera and reacts to Reddit posts. So
literally
like millions every time he drops a video.
Yeah, crazy. And I feel like when you think about like all the massive YouTubers, the ones that have over 1 million subscribers, they're all known for coming from where they came from, but now their content is not just about that. Like if you look at all the top gamers, they literally can just title a video, I went to Walmart and I bought a $10,000 watch. I don't know. I don't think you can buy a $10,000 watch in Walmart, but whatever. They put that in the title and they'll get 1 million views. Like they don't have to still be making gaming videos, And that's, I think that's where it's at.
Do you know what it is? They've pivoted like so well that they don't have to worry about SEO. They can post anything and it'll bang. They have to worry about keywords, nothing. They just can make anything and it do well.
Yeah, for sure. But in the beginning, I'd say it's probably easier if you have more like niche topics.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's easy searchable, easy. It just does what it says on the tin. You give them the value and then build that way, I guess.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I see you're big into selling beats online and doing that whole game there. Talk to me about that, man, because that's such like I've tried it so many times. It's never really worked that well for me.
Yeah. So do you know what? I think it's really difficult to like to distinguish like who's gonna do well at it. Like I sell a decent amount of beats. Like I still do all the strategies that I talk about in the videos. I wake up in the morning, do my DMs, reach out to like 20, 30 people, and then send emails out. I do all like the routine stuff, and that's getting me like consistent sales. I feel like because I do all these videos, and I guess if you're new to this and you watch the videos, maybe it seems like super easy. Or you watch and you go, oh, is that all you have to do? DM a few people and that's it. So so I get a lot of producers like send me DMs on Instagram like, hey man, I've been uploading beats for 2 weeks and I've reached out to like 20 people. Why aren't I, it's not working. Why aren't I getting any sales? So like now I'm trying to make the videos more about like, being the awareness, like how, given scenarios that you should be in order to be, to do well at it, for example. So like, you have to have a decent catalog, like, but the problem with that is it's really tricky. I guess
it's because it's so subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, you have, like, when I say to people you have to have good beats, and then they send me and then people say, yeah, I have good beats, and then you listen to the beats and like they're not up to a standard where it's like and Chamberlain consistency. You know, you can just upload a really nice melodic, you know, nice simple drums, and it sells well. So it's like it's like, you know, there's so many different factors, but the strategies that I give, I guess I try to make them as universal as possible. And just, you know, just hope that it works for people. It seems to work for the majority of people, especially the ones that the number one thing is the beats. Like, the beats have to be good. I think that's the main thing. But yeah, for me, I've always wanted to just have like consistent beats selling, because I just like the whole idea of people, of, you know, a song being made with my music. So I've never left that alone, which is why I still kind of do it now. But yeah, sorry, just to go back to the original question, beats. Yeah, the whole beat selling thing is going pretty well. It's going pretty well.
That's good, man. I feel like there was a good time period, maybe a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, where I used to do kind of similar to what you would do, like hit people in the DMs, tell them you got beats, and they would actually buy. Yeah, people would buy. Like, I did it one day, like for a week, let's say, where I'd done it consistently. And then one day I made, let's say $100. But at the time, like, I was over the moon, because everything I had tried, trying to do a bit of the type beat kind of stuff, it didn't really work. But that DMing strategy was really working until, like, I think, it might have even been Kyle Beats, honestly, when he put that video out. And everyone started doing it.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Bots started coming and everything.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work as much.
Yeah, and I know that's the problem. Like, as soon as, that's the thing, because people say how they did it, and then it gets taken like 1,000 different ways, and people just think, oh, I'm going to DM 100 people and just spam a link, check out my beats and buy my beats. So it doesn't work like that.
What's some advice you would give to someone who wants to kind of do that organic strategy, where they're reaching out to artists directly? How would you go about, I guess, messaging and not coming across spammy, if that makes sense?
I think, honestly, like, the best way is just to try and give as much value first. So, like, my go-to is literally find the artist, make sure that their music is like a similar style to what the beats you make. That's the first thing, because that's, you know, if you're reaching out to the wrong people, that's just going to cut everything in half. It's not really going to help anything at all. But yeah, the main thing is find those people first, and then when you reach out to them, like, listen to their music and, you know, give them like genuine feedback. So instead of saying like, hey bro, I've seen that you make music, I make beats, buy beats from me, say something like, hey bro, I've just listened to your latest single, or, you know, name the song. That's quite helpful. Like, name the specific song, so it doesn't look like you've just copy and pasted a message. And then say, you know, you've got some really good music. I might have a few beats for you. It would be awesome to put something together, and just leave it at that. Like, not like 10% are going to reply. You know, so reach out to 20, 30, 40 people a day, you're going to get a few replies. But if you just do that consistently and just do the numbers, like, that's going to work out for you. So numbers.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like a numbers game, right? The more you do it, the more success you might have with it.
Yeah,
more chance of success, I meant to say.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the numbers game, but at the same time, focus on like you have to focus on the quality of what you're saying to people. You can't just be, you know, spamming people. Yeah. So yeah, that's the best advice.
Do you ever give out freebies? Yeah.
So actually, that's how I landed the Shordie Shordie placement, with sending out freebies. So in December, I was just shooting out, and it was literally just the MP3 via email. It wasn't like a link that they have to give their email for to sign up and anything. So I was just sending out emails to artists, just constant, like every day for the whole of December. I tried it, and then like mid-December, Shordie Shordie replied to the email, one of the emails, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to use this beat," and then used it, and then the label sent the contract like a few months later, and there's a placement, sending out free beats.
Nice. Yeah, man. Congrats on that one.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it was good.
So is that still a strategy that you do, emailing out beats to artists?
Yeah. So I'm trying to like figure out a routine where it's not like, because you know how it is with YouTube. You have to spend a good amount of time making a video to make it a good video. So I'm spending 1 month, fully focusing on the YouTube, making the videos and making beats, and then I save a whole month's like 60 beats, and I put that into a folder, and then the next month I'll shoot those out every morning, like 2 beats in every email. So so it's consistent, so I'm sending out an email every day for a whole month. That person will keep seeing me, and then eventually that's what, I'm assuming that's how the Shordie Shordie guy saw a lot of my emails. So so that's you have to kind of do it in a way that it's easy for you to manage. So that's how I'm doing it at the minute, just month on, month off, month on, month off.
Okay. And how do you go about, I guess, researching and finding these emails? Like, what's your tactics to track down these rappers that you want to work with and get their emails and that?
It's just literally just Instagram. Like, maybe go. So what I did in the beginning was go on to World Star Hip Hop on YouTube, and then just go for all the recent videos, and then don't go for like the big artists. I didn't go for like Kevin Gates or Rod Wave. I just find the smaller artists, like 50 to 300k followers. I don't know. That's just an estimate, but find those guys, and then obviously make sure they're making beats. Make sure they're making songs that are similar to your beats, and then if they have an email in the bio, then I just take the email, put it into my notes, and then put it into a little spreadsheet, and then just keep shooting out beats to them. But it takes a while, there's no website where you can just grab emails from, unfortunately.
Can you imagine? That'd be so easy.
That'd be amazing.
But then everyone would be doing it, so it's a good thing that's not there.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to put that footwork in.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it's tough though. It's tough work. It's not tough work. It's just monotonous. If you're willing to just be willing to find emails and do the numbers, then it works out. You put the grunt work in. So yeah.
Do you work with? Because I think I did see in one of your videos that you was working with an artist. Do you do that often? Do you have people come into your studio and you record and make songs face to face, or not that much?
No, that was literally the first time. Yeah, that was literally the first time. So that I forgot to mention this earlier when we was talking about like when you lived in Spain and stuff. It's impossible to find people that do music because Cyprus isn't really big on like rappers and trap music. I think it's more EDM and like house music. But yeah. So that guy that I met up with, he lived in London, but he came out to Cyprus every year, and I worked with him years ago. And he just shot me a DM and said, "Do you want to meet up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can drive now." So I just drove down to the hotel he was staying at, and then made a quick song, and it was a good day. Like I'm assuming you've worked with quite a few artists now, right? In the studio.
Somewhat, because I work from home. I don't just have like anyone just roll up in here and make a song. But that's that's something that I'm changing. I'm gonna get a studio soon. Like that's my plan anyway. I'm gonna get a studio, a space where people can come to create with me, basically. This was what's the word? I don't know what I was gonna say. But this is influenced for sure by Kenny Beats. I saw one of his videos and he was telling me like how he started the cave and how he made it like a space for people to just come through and create. So that kind of influenced me to, it's fun working from home, but honestly, sometimes I don't feel like the most productive. I'll tell you this. I have this thing where, because I'm always at home, when I'm not being productive, I feel kind of guilty.
Oh
like
my
if I'm
God.
watching Netflix, I'm like, damn, I should be.
Tell me about it.
What am I doing? Like, I should be making beats right now. Like, the studio's right there. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So now I want to separate that. I want to separate the music and like home life, if that makes sense.
I totally relate to that. Yeah, like I'll start. It doesn't matter how long you've been working for. Like you could literally be up from 7, work through till 7 o'clock. You stop and then watch TV, and you're like, oh, I should be replying to DMs, or I should be sending out, like you just feel like you should be doing something all the time. It's just horrible.
For real. And so, like some days my focus is amazing. I can knock out sample after sample, but there's some days it's like my focus is off. I need to tidy up. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. Like my focus isn't just in one place. And those are the worst days, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to like me lying down in bed and I'm thinking, what did I do today? I feel bad when I haven't made a certain number or I haven't sat down for a certain amount of hours. So I just want to separate it. And also, it will give me more of an opportunity to work with artists, because I don't want to bring people... I don't really want to bring people to my house just like that, like especially if I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, definitely.
It's not a professional environment anyway for people to work and be comfortable. So,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. It's like when that guy came over, he's like, "Do you want me to come over to yours?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, you could." It's like my girlfriend's here. It's my living space. It's just awkward, but no, I totally understand. Yeah, I totally get it. Like. The thing is, like, I really, really enjoyed working with somebody in person. Like, that was way better than just sending emails and sending beats out. Like, it's so much better. You need a space. Yeah,
because I guess you have more of a connection and an input into everything.
Yeah, exactly. You can chop.
How
make
the whole
little changes.
outcome happens.
Yeah, I think the song turned out way better. If I was to, it turned out a lot better, because you can make little chops, change the drums, and make little edits, and not only that, like it's just good to speak to somebody in person, like build like, banter and go and get a beer and stuff, like it's just decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what's your plans, bro? What's your goals with everything? What are you trying to accomplish?
Honestly, like I'm not in it. I don't really want to be like famous, like Logan Paul, like placement industry. Everybody knows my name, like Metro Boomin, for example. I just want to be like earning a living, basically. I think YouTube. If I was to make a comfortable amount from YouTube, and then if that covered all my utilities, food, investment, advertisement, investment, all that kind of stuff. If that was like a comfortable wage, and then beat sales and placements and all that stuff supplemented it, like I'd be happy. Like, I think that'd be a decent space. Maybe I don't know where I'd be living, but just to be able to not have to worry about like, whether the sales are going to come in enough to make rent the next month. Like that's. One thing I wouldn't like to have, everyone wants that, but that's basically where I'd hope to see, by the end of like next 2-3 years, that would be ideal. So you
mentioned something there, the advertising, which I wanted to ask you about. I completely forgot, because I know you run YouTube ads. Do you run Facebook ads as well?
Occasionally. I used to do it a lot, but it's more YouTube ads now. More YouTube ads and Google ads.
So how has that been working for you? Would you say it's been a good investment? You've seen a lot of growth from it, or would you say it's like a huge learning curve and it took you a while and so on?
It definitely took a while. Like I was running ads when I first started the YouTube channel, not knowing anything. I was just like, if I run ads, then more people will see it and I'll get tons of subscribers. Like the videos were crap, so that just didn't work. But they definitely work. It just takes a lot of testing. Like the easiest ad I'd say to spend money on would be BeatStars. Like I run ads on Beats, and then I make sure that the beat is there's a free download for it. Because when you do that and you look at the analytics on BeatStars, it tells you who's downloaded the beat through that ad. So it gives you a better idea as to like if you want to push that beat to more people or not, through DM or whatever. So that I'd say start there, and then I'd definitely recommend investing in like some kind of marketing book or like sales book, just so you can figure out the structure of how to like how to run an ad, how to effectively sell something to someone. because you can't really just set up any random ad and just run it and expect it to do well, because you need to know like who you're targeting, you know, who you want to be, you know, targeting, you know, how to set up your emails. There's a lot to it, so yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, it's definitely taken me a while. You just need to be learning a lot of stuff about it constantly, really. But
yeah,
no, that's not really.
I guess I guess it's one of those things where it's like it takes a while to get your head around it, but once you get it right, it can be really lucrative.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so like, yeah, if you figure out, I think the main thing that people don't monitor enough is how much they're spending versus how much they're making. Because I had a period where like I'd be spending money on ads, I'd get loads of clicks. You know, it's still a lot in business terms, but I'd be spending like 25p per click. But you know, I was profitable, and I was making money on what I was spending. But I feel like a lot of people don't take that into consideration, because you see constantly how much you're spending on ads, because Facebook sends you the notification of how much you've spent. But if you look at it at the end of the month, like one of the ads that I was running on one of the courses, I spent like 300 on it, and I was like, oh god, I'm spending money every day on this ad. But at the end of it, I'd made like 1,000 back. So it's like you have to look at the end result too, and be willing to spend it and not get anything back, but really do keep an eye out on what money you're making back, because that's so important, really important.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but so I feel like a lot of people. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna ask, do you sell courses as well then?
Yeah, so I do like a premium like beat selling course, because it's more structured. You know, it's more like start to finish. You know, like what you need to have. You know, what you need to have set up, how to get yourself branded in the right way. So it's more of like more comprehensive,
like the nitty-gritty, in-depth kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, screen recording, they can see everything from start to finish. Whereas like the YouTube stuff is more like, you know, there's one little gem on how to do something on Instagram, and then how to brand on another video. So I just compiled everything and made it really, you know, ordered, so that it's just easier for people to figure it all out in a sense. Yeah. So
cool, man. Yeah. If people want to find that course, where can they go? Where can they check that out?
It's on my BeatStars. Yeah, it's just called Internet Producer Gems course. Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Little plug there.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast and just sharing your story and everything. If people want to find you, reach out to you, where can they find you?
Instagram's probably the easiest way. Just prod LLB. That's my Instagram handle. Yeah. Just send me a DM or whatever. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on, man.
And that's about it for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Go check out LLB on YouTube. If you just search LLB, like literally the letters, his YouTube channel will come up. As always, screenshot me on Instagram, tag me at ProdByOcean, and I'll repost everyone on my Instagram story. But that's about it for this episode. You'll hear from me in the next one.